Life is short. It's the gruesome reality of our existence. And while we may never want to admit it, we're all going to die someday. We're all going to have one look at our lives and see how our past decisions have led to that final moment in time. For some, this is a moment of joy and happiness, a moment where they become proud of the decisions they made in their lifestyle. On the flip side, though, there are others who are filled with regret, who blame themselves for not making that call several years ago. A life of regret isn't a life anyone should aspire for. We all have one shot at existing, so why not make the most of it? In today's video, we'll take a look at 15 regrets you shouldn't have in the next few years, and why you should take that step today. Number 1. Waiting for the right time. The perfect time is an illusion, so why wait for something that would never really come? There is no perfect time to travel the world. There's no perfect time to start working toward your goals. The best time to get started is now, because this moment in time is all we're guaranteed. Waiting until you're rich or stable enough will only cause you to waste even more time. It's quite common for young people to think they have the gift of youth on their side, but it's fleeting, and this youth won't last forever. So why not grab life by the horns and do whatever you want to do? Number 2. Not helping others. It's important you always put yourself first, but this does not suggest you shouldn't be helping other people when you can. It also doesn't mean that you should choose selfishness, a trait that's come to be appreciated in today's world. No matter how cool it might seem, selfishness is a trait that could affect others in a negative way, even yourself over time. Take a look at the world right now. There's always someone in need of help. Fortunately, volunteer organizations and charities have made it far easier to lend a hand, and donating as little as $5 could help a child somewhere in the world have dinner. You could also go out of your way to help others. Perhaps your friend is dealing with critical financial troubles. Why not help them out with a small loan? Helping people reminds them that you're thinking about them, and sometimes that might just be enough. Number 3. Refusing to take risks. Learning to take risks is a difficult trait to nail down, but as soon as you master it, it could lead to great rewards. However, it's important that we understand the difference between a calculated risk and an uncalculated one. An uncalculated risk can result in losing even more than you put at stake, while a calculated risk could result in enormous rewards. Before you take a risk, whether it involves a person, your job, or a business, it is vital that you consider the benefits that could result from it, and also the potential loss you could suffer if things go sideways. Understanding the place of these two sides will help you to make an informed decision, but choosing not to take a risk will only fill you with regret. What if I had taken that risk? Would I eventually have made progress? Well, you'll never know unless you try. To make sure this isn't you in a few years, take some calculated risks today. Number 4. Giving up. Great things take time. They require effort, practice, repetition, and an underlying belief that success will eventually happen. But how would you achieve success if you always decide to stop halfway? Giving up isn't just an acceptance of failure, it's a deep-rooted disappointment in your own abilities. It makes you doubt your self-esteem and ability to succeed, eventually pushing you to choose mediocrity. Success, it doesn't happen overnight. It's a result of constant trials and patience. Consistency. Be patient with yourself. Remind yourself that time is the only obstacle between you and your success. It'll eventually come, and then you'll be glad you stuck around until the end. Number 5. Not taking action on your dreams. As little kids, most of us had the wildest dreams, but as we grew into adults, we allowed reality to hit us hard, drowning out the wild dreams we once had. Then we slowly began settling for other dreams, dreams that aren't really what we wanted in the first place. But have you ever really thought about the fact that there are people around the world who have achieved those wild dreams that you had as a kid? And if they can do it, isn't that a reminder that you could also achieve whatever you set your mind to? Don't allow your lifelong goals to become a distant dream. Take active steps toward achieving them. Remind yourself that you can, despite the endless plethora of obstacles in your way, make it happen. You can make that dream a reality as long as you're willing to consistently put in the effort. Number 6, not taking time to rest. As humans, we tend to forget rest. While it's important that we work tirelessly toward our goals, it's even more important that we take our time to recharge. The human body requires rest to function properly. Being stressed all the time leads to worse physical and mental conditions, which in turn will affect your productivity. Rather than wait until your body breaks down, why not just take a break every chance you get? You'll definitely be glad that you did. Number 7, worrying about everything. Robert Downey Jr., who we all prefer to call Iron Man, once said, "Worrying is like praying for what you don't want to happen." Worrying puts a sorry dent in everything you do. It forces you to see the negativity in your job, in your lifestyle, and consequently, your relationships with other people. Rather than worry about things, why not direct all that energy towards solving that problem you're so worried about? And if the circumstances are beyond your control, you're just better off not thinking about it at all, okay? You worrying won't change anything, so why bother anyway? Number 8, not making plans. Being spontaneous is cool and all, but you can't afford to wander aimlessly through life. Planning helps you put several things into focus. It helps you to make more informed decisions about your finances, relationships, and your career. Without planning, it's easy to go through life without a goal or a sense of purpose. This naturally will make it harder for you to feel fulfilled since you aren't working toward any short or long-term goal. Planning is also important because it helps you to see that your dreams are realistic. With a realistic plan in place, you can break your dreams into smaller, achievable goals, and with every short-term goal you accomplish, you're one step closer to achieving your lifelong dreams. Number 9, not learning from your mistakes. Mistakes are a necessary part of life. They're stumbling blocks that we all have to break through to emerge as better versions of ourselves. However, most people see mistakes as setbacks or events designed to have them fail. But rather than seeing mistakes as a setback, it'll do you a whole lot more good to start seeing them as learning opportunities. Understand what resulted in that error and make a conscious effort to stop it from happening again. If you fail to do this, you'll end up repeating these mistakes over and over again, and the quality of your life, it won't improve. Number 10, working too much. You don't want to discover a few years down the line that you've spent your best years at the office. Imagine that you might have loved your job so much it prevented you from spending time with your loved ones. While this might have solved all your financial troubles, it'll harm the relationships you share with friends and family. No matter how much you love your job, it won't be there for you on your dark days. That spot is reserved for your friends and family. Here's a pro tip for you. No matter how much you love your work, always create a space for the quality time with your loved ones. You will not regret it. Number 11, letting other people control your life. It's easy to listen to the opinions of other people and choose to live by them. This way, you aren't doing the heavy lifting of having to decide what you want for yourself. But did you know you could achieve so much more if you decide to live on your own terms? Nobody understands your life as much as you do, so why give other people the power to decide how you live? If you choose to ignore your own voice and intuition, you're bound to regret it one day. Number 12, being too comfortable. Look, being comfortable isn't such a bad thing, so why is it on the list? Well, being comfortable makes it easier for us as humans to become complacent, and afterwards we soon forget what it is we wanted to do with our life. Complacency reminds us that we're doing just fine where we are, hence why we have no motivation to improve. And a lack of improvement will in turn lead to stagnancy, and this could affect your happiness and your lifelong dreams. If you ever find yourself getting too comfortable in your comfort zone, it just might be an indicator that it's time to push yourself beyond the edge. Number 13, never confessing your love. Some say love hurts, but here's what I'm pretty sure they forgot to add. Love never confessed hurts even more. Have you ever had to live with the regret that you never confessed your love to someone that you loved so much? How did that feel? Did a part of you think that this emotional pain was never going to end? Well, this is an example of how regretful you could be if you fail to confess your love today, as in a few years' time it could just be too late. Send that DM, hang out with your friend and tell them how much they mean to you. Tell them how the butterflies in your stomach flutter at just the thought of them. Don't waste any time, it might just not be on your side here. Number 14, not having a passion. A lack of passion translates to a lack of direction, and a lack of direction will result in feelings of depression, discontent, and anxiety. To escape all of these, find something that you love doing and try to create your identity, goals, and dreams related to it. Then start working slowly toward achieving those. Passion is important because it helps you to not give up, even when things aren't going your way. It's usually a gentle reminder that challenges, mistakes, and obstacles are all a part of the journey and not necessarily the final destination. Number 15, spending on things that really don't matter. This is called getting stuck in the trap of consumerism. Imagine you're 25 years old, fresh out of college, making thousands of dollars every month. You can probably afford the latest gadgets in the market without breaking a sweat. You also think it's a good idea to party, buy the most expensive drinks, and impress other people. And while this is one of the worst financial decisions any young person can make, it also is a common way to lose touch with your loved ones. This is in addition to the fact that this frivolous spending could affect your retirement savings. So this isn't simply something you'd perhaps regret in a few years, it's also a decision that determines how you would enjoy your retirement. And hey, Lexer, if you're struggling with any of these, remember that you're not alone. But more importantly, remember, it is not too late to change. You can become that better person as long as you believe it and take active steps toward making it happen. All right, thanks for spending some time with us today at ALUX. We're so glad you did. If you found value in today's video, please give us a like, hit that bell icon to never miss an upload, and don't forget to subscribe.